Hi everyone, it's Alice. So today I'm back for a new video and I'm going to tell you what I have read the last week and also what I'm planning to read in August. So lots of cool stuff. The first one, I told you about it I think in my last videos. I was reading it and I have now finished it. So this is Born from Jeff Vandermeer. So for those who watch my YouTube channel, you know that I am a big fan of Jeff Vandermeer. I really loved the Southern Reach trilogy. It was just one of my best discoveries from this year. I really enjoyed it, and so I thought, oh, I might give a go to another book of Jeff Vandermeer in a different, story. And so, well, I didn't like it as much as I loved the trilogy, but I sure did like it, so I thought it was great. So I believe Jeff Vandermeer knows exactly what he's doing. He is very talented with language and writing, and he's just taking us where he wants to take us. So sometimes it's a bit weird, it's strange. You don't really know what to expect, you don't understand everything, but that's right, that's, I think that's part of the experience probably. But I would say that I have not been as how could I say it? I don't really have the word, but to me it was not as foreign as the Southern Reach trilogy was, because it was completely different. Like, I had never read anything like that. It was just great. For me, it was like a masterpiece, because when you can do something like that with so much, just the energy about it is just great. So I really enjoyed that one, but I didn't like it as much as I did with the others. So that's alright, you don't have to love everything. I still think, this is very good. So if you have read the trilogy, you might want to give it a go and see what you think, and I'd be very interested if you could tell me what you thought about this one in relationship with the others. And also, if you haven't read anything by Jeff Vandermeer, I would recommend the Southern Reach trilogy first, because to me it's just a bit maybe deeper for me. Anyway, the second book I want to tell you about, so that is A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. So in my previous video I told you about the first novel of the trilogy by Becky Chambers. So it was The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and I adored it. Like, I really enjoyed it. It was just so much fun. It was such a fun and nice read. So I just had to get my hands on the other one because I really wanted to see what was going to happen next. So, and I was not disappointed at all. I really enjoyed that second novel. So now all I can think about is just to read the third one, and I'm a bit sad because then that's the end of the trilogy and that's the end of this well, potentially. So anyway, so basically this is the second novel in the trilogy. You don't have to have read the first one to understand this one, because it's talking about different characters, so it's not at all well, we see the characters that we have seen previously in the first one, but it's not related at all. It's just a completely different story. So basically, as I said in my previous video, this science fiction books, they are not focused on the action, but they are focused on the characters. So it's a bit different, because usually sci-fi is, mainly on the action, and you have like things happening here and there, and this one is not like that at all. So it's very slow paced, and you're focusing very deeply on the characters, which is just great, I thought. So in this one we follow artificial intelligence, and also one of the characters we had seen previously in the first one. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin your experience if you haven't read the first one and you want to read it first, so I won't say anything. But yeah, it focuses very deeply on 2 or 3 characters, and it's very interesting, and you just get to know a little bit more about the galaxy, a little bit more about Port Coriol, which is a place in the galaxy where you've got lots of species living together. It's a port where all the spaceships comes and just get more stuff, and it's just very interesting. Again, like, this is so detailed, this is so well done, and the energy about it is just lovely. Like, it was probably not as funny as the first one, but it was just such a good read too, and I was really interested in one of the characters, and I thought it was very well done. So I highly recommend it. If you are into this type of books, you will enjoy it. And the third one I wanted to tell you about, where is it? Here it is. But that's not for now. For now I'm just going to talk about this one. So that's the third book. So that's Still Alice by Elisa Genova. So this one, I really wanted to read it. It's been probably on my TBR for about a year, or you know, maybe not on Goodreads, but I really wanted to read it for quite a long time because I have seen the movie and I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was just very well done, and I love the actress too, Julianne Moore. She's just great. and I wanted to have a read of this one and see if I was going to like it as much as I did with the movie. And I started it yesterday, or I was only 50 pages in yesterday, and it was my day off, so I read a lot and I finished it yesterday night. So I have now read it. And one thing I said in my French video that I did yesterday, a little bit before, and I was only 50 pages in, was that I thought I was going to like the story, but the writing was a bit hard for me. And so that is basically what's happened. So I thought the story was great, and thought I was going to have some problem with the character because Alice in the novel, I couldn't really relate to her, but at some point it got better. So I really enjoyed the book, but the writing was a bit too not fluid enough for me. It was just like, I don't know how to describe it, but I would say that it was very interesting as a subject because I really enjoyed the subject, and as character wise too, but I didn't enjoy the writing as much. I think that's how I would put it. Anyway, but if you are interested into this subject, I would highly recommend you read it because it is very interesting, and also you can have a little watch of the movie too because it's great. So basically, I'm going to tell what it's about for those who don't know. It's about this woman, Alice. So she is a teacher at Harvard University, and so she's very not really famous, but she's, you know, she has a high rank. She's very well known. She's done lots of research, and her field is linguistics. She's very happy in her life, and then at some point she realizes, so she's 50, that she starts forgetting things. So at first she thinks, oh, it's nothing, and then it grows a little bit more and more, and it's a bit alarming until she discovers that she may have Alzheimer's disease. So, and it's the whole story about that. How do you deal with that as a person, and how it affects your family too. And so I thought it was just very well done. I don't personally have any knowledge about that, so it might be maybe not very accurate in certain points, but I guess, you know, it's very personal, so I really enjoyed it. And as I said, well, I don't know if I would read another book by Elisa Genova. I might try. It was not my favourite writing style, but that's right, the book was still very nice. Then I'm going to tell you about two books that I am going to read in August. So that's two books I bought. So the first one is Where the Line Bleeds by Jesmyn Ward. And so, as you may know, I really love Jesmyn Ward. It was one of my very good discovery of 2018. So I read 2 or 3 of her books, and I believe that one is the first one. And so I don't even know what it's about. I have probably read the blurb at some point, but I forgot. But it doesn't matter because I think I will enjoy it anyway. I might be wrong, but it's very short, and I really enjoyed Jesmyn Ward's writing in the last 2 books I've read. And so I'm very excited to read that one and see where it takes me. And then the last book I wanted to tell you about is the book I wanted to read for quite a long time, but I didn't manage to put, yeah, I didn't really manage to get it, and I got it a few days ago, so I'm really happy about that, in a second-hand bookshop, and so it is in a very good state. I don't like the cover, but I don't think it's been read before, so pretty good. So that's Vicious by V.E. Schwab. So I have read the trilogy last year, A Darker Shade of Magic, and it was just great. It was fantastic. It was absolutely amazing. So I have also read 1 or 2, maybe 3 of her other books, and I did really like them too. Not as much as the trilogy, but anyway. And so this one has been on my TBR for a long time too, and yeah, well, that's it. Now I've just started reading it this morning, so I'm 12 pages in, which is not much, but anyway, the bus was coming, so I only had time for a couple of pages before I got on it. And I'm really excited to see if I'm going to like it as much. I think that's probably the first book that got her famous. I'm not entirely sure. I need to check my facts, but I think that is it. I think that's her first kind of famous first novel. So again, I don't really know what it talks about. It's about 2 boys, I'm pretty sure, and I think they are enemies, and I don't really know anything else. So I'm not very good today at describing what's going on in the books, but I think that if you're interested and if you see maybe my reactions and what I'm saying, you know, like for instance, I was so excited about this one, then you might just go and have a little look at the blurb somewhere on Goodreads or on the internet, and if it looks like you might want to read it, well then, good. So yeah, I'm really excited about August. I have had some very good reads recently. I'm very happy about that. I think I'm going back into the flow. July was a little bit slow for me, but that's right, I took my time, and so I think August is probably going to be a little bit more fast-paced, so that'd be nice. Anyway, that's it for me today. And so, as usual, I'm very interested about what you think about these books if you have read them, or what you would like to read in August, and what you've been reading recently, and what you have liked or not. So just don't hesitate and let me know. And I will see you very soon.